27, 18, and 5 on this season as we are just in the playoff picture, I should say. And by in the playoff picture, I mean just in a playoff spot. The Canucks, hot on our tail. Edmonton, right there. San Jose, also right there. It's going to be a very close race, but so far so good from this team. I'd say just in general, in terms of where we should be right now, and for the goals for the season, which again, were to make the playoffs, which, looking pretty good, was to have 2 players or a player top 5 rookie race, which, we have the top 2, I think it was the top 3 rookies in the rookie race, and to have all forwards in our top 6. All 6 of them, in fact, have 50-plus points. Right now, we're on pace to hit all 3 of those goals. But the question out of the last episode, in the aftermath of the last episode, was whether or not, number one, I'm allowed to actually send down Jake Sanderson, and should we look to get a defenseman because he's just not quite there yet. First and foremost, with Jake Sanderson, again, he started off the season as a depth defenseman. He's turned into a top 6. As we've done in the past, we're going to handle it this way. He was a depth defenseman at the start of the year. I'm allowed to send him down. Some people might disagree with that. Is what it is. He'll be an NHLer for us next year. It's a guarantee. He's going to be an NHLer for us next year, which means we are going to go out and try to acquire a defenseman. And there are 4 defensemen that were named. 2 of them on the Anaheim Ducks, that being Alex Pietrangelo and TJ Brodie, Roman Josi of Nashville, and Darnell Nurse on Pittsburgh, that had a lot of attention and a lot of support behind acquiring one of them. So what we're going to do to start off this episode, as again we look to shore up our chances at making the playoffs, is we are going to take a look at what the offers would be for each of these players, and we'll take it from there. And unfortunately for Alex Pietrangelo, Anaheim's not interested in anybody, which sucks. What about with TJ Brodie? Wow, apparently Anaheim just doesn't want to do business. That's not good. Now again, Pietrangelo, I think ideally is the guy to get, because we probably have to flip Brodie once, that deal's done, or, once the season's over, really. Let's see what's going on in Nashville with Roman Josi. 5 years left at $9 million. He's 33. Again, it's Anderson Dolan, a 2nd and 2/3. Rasmus Kupari, a 2nd and 2/3. 2 firsts and Austin Wagner, which I'd much rather do, because we're not giving up Anderson Dolan or Kupari, and I feel like I'd be allowed to change Wagner out. And then there's Glebov and 2 firsts, which Wagner does not equal Glebov. It's a very bizarre trade. And then Alex Iafallo, who I am not allowed to trade until next year. Otherwise, it would be perfect. It's a no movement clause. I'm not allowed to move him. It'd be cheating to be like, well, what if we spin a wheel for it? No, that'd just be cheesing the system a little bit. So Josi seems like the most likely thus far. And then on Pittsburgh, we have Darnell Nurse, because again, with Klingberg, Borowiecki, obviously no. Brodin, Mayfield, they're not that much better than who we have, and I imagine Borowiecki's value is a little bit overrated. I'm actually going to check John Klingberg really quickly. Grunstrom in a 1st, Anderson Dolan in a 1st, Genther 2/3, Carter Hart, absolutely not. So no. But what about Darnell Nurse? 5 years at about $6 million. Carter Hart in a 1st, Iafallo in a 1st, Anderson Dolan in 2/3, Kupari, Kip Powell, a 1st, and Mike Amadio. I would like to take Amadio out of the deal and add another draft pick. Would I be willing to give up a 1st and Powell for Darnell Nurse? Is the question. Right now, as it stands, unless we sim a little bit, Nurse and Josi are the only 2 I can go for, because the teams aren't interested. Now Nurse, let's take a look at the stats over the past few years. Has been a 40-point defenseman in this sim. Plus minus is hit or miss. The penalty minutes, a bit of a concern at times. Let's take a look here. The big minute eater for whatever team he happens to be on. Loves to hit, loves to block. The giveaway takeaway ratio isn't fantastic. It could be worse, though. Let's go back to Nashville really quickly. Again, there's a chance that we look to flip whoever we pick up here. Now, Roman Josi's down to a top 4 defenseman. That scares me. That scares me a lot, because he's getting paid like a top 2, and he's not currently a top 2. He is regressing, has been a 60-point defenseman at times. The penalty minutes, they're at least down this year. That concerns me that he's down to a top 4. He hits, he blocks. Giveaway takeaway ratio, again, not great. You know, let's sim a couple of days. Just a couple of days. We don't have a game for a while here. We don't play until the 4th. Let's sim to this game against Calgary and take a look to see if any teams have kind of changed their mind on their current situation. Because, again, those were the 4 top defensemen that we could really look to go for. They weren't the only ones, but as mentioned, they were kind of the top people to go with. And just to scroll back through, like Ekholm, Uyghur was there, but again, nothing too crazy. You know, it was those 4 defensemen. Yeah, let's just go to it. It was those 4 defensemen that we kind of earmarked as the top options. So Pietrangelo, are they interested at all? Yes. Okay, so this is better. Can't trade Iafallo, but Pau's there. Anderson, Dolan, or Kapari. So we're looking at like Pau and a pick rather than Iafallo, if they'd be interested. For Petro. Okay, what about TJ Brodie? Brodie is Iafallo, Wagner, LaCosta, and a second. People really want Wagner, huh? They want my 4th line. You can't have them. You can't. That Brodie deal, though, if I take out Wagner, give them a second and LaCosta, that might be the best bang for buck kind of deal that we have available to us. Because looking at Brodie here, solid, consistent in the point totals, not a big penalty minute guy. Even when we started off this franchise mode with scoring being a bit boosted, penalties being boosted, he's not a big penalty minute taker. Doesn't hit as much, blocks a lot. Oh, hello. The past few seasons have been kind of rough, but again, the closer the takeaways are to the giveaways, especially for a defenseman, that's a really good sign. You know, some people were saying, like, man, TJ Brodie really seems like the best option for you right now. I don't think you're wrong. TJ Brodie might be the best option. Like I said, all I have to do is change out one player. The question is, though, it's like, again, Pietrangelo, the risk with him is that we know he's going to be a rental. And then the problem becomes, okay, we have to re-sign him and then trade him. Here's the problem. Yeah, if we look to re-sign him and it's for too much, I wouldn't be allowed to trade him, which means someone else would have to go, probably Sanderson or Bjornfot. And at 34 years old, I don't think we want to be able to commit to Pietrangelo long term. I think he's kind of stuck on a bad Ducks team. I think he is. I'd rather go for Brodie because, again, we'll have the ability to trade him and we'll be good to go. With Josi and Nurse, both are also signed. I'm leaning towards TJ Brodie here. Josi, of course, is signed, but again, he's down to a top 2 defenseman, which is very scary. Again, it's Anderson, Dolan, a bunch of picks. Kapari, 2 firsts, and Wagner. And then Glebov. And Iafallo. What about Ryan Ellis? Just to see if there's a deal that they're interested in. Anderson, Dolan, a first, second, and third. Grundstrom, Iafallo, Glebov, and 2 firsts. Huh. Let's just take a look here, though, because with Ryan Ellis, he doesn't really fit in. I mean, he is under such a good deal, though. But he's also a top 4 defenseman, so that value is a little bit inflated. He's not a top 2. That's what it means when he's not a top 4. Pretty obvious. But he's not a perfect fit on this team, whereas Josi was. And if I'm not mistaken, so was Darnell Nurse. Yeah, Nurse fits in well on these pairings. Because, of course, we're going to want a chance at those boosts. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, all of them were fits. I think I'm ruling out Pietrangelo because of the risk of just having to let him go for nothing. Whereas if we get Brodie, I can trade him, at the end of the season. And at least get some value back, especially with what we'd have to give up to get Pietrangelo. So it's going to be Brodie, Josi, or Nurse. And I'm really leaning towards Brodie, just the value for money. And again, with Darnell, there were some concerning stats. And then with Josi, just to look here again as well. With Josi, I'm a little bit too concerned that he's going to be making too much money to be able to flip him. Because if he's regressing already, and he's making $9 million, I think we got to rule him out. I mean, there's no doubt he's still solid, but again, it really does concern me that he's not a top 2. I think it comes down to Nurse or Brodie. And value for money, it seems like TJ Brodie's the guy. It really does. And I never would have thought that's the way we would have gone. But what I wanted to check, whoops, I meant to go to player search. I wanted to see how many top 2 defensemen there are in the league right now. Who's defined as a top 2? What's the typical overall for these defensemen? So top 2, there are only 14 top 2 defensemen in the league right now. And to be honest, that sounds about right. In terms of like truly elite defensemen, 14 of them. That sounds about right. It's McAvoy, Hamilton, Carlson, Byram, Makar, Haskin, Provorov, Krug, Hughes, Hedman, Dahlin, Butcher, Thomas Chabot, and Morgan Riley. Yeah, I mean, that seems about right. Ooh, Thomas Chabot's value is down. Why? That's an incorrect report. It's got to be skyrocketed up there. Brodie or Nurse? I'm ruling out Roman Josi because I'm a little bit too concerned with him not being a top 2 defenseman, that he's going to be a little bit too expensive. We are whittling this down moment by moment, live and in real time in living color. It is going to be Brodie, I think. One more look. Wow, Brian Rust's value, huh? Jesus. One more look at Darnell Nurse. 2 firsts and Wagner. I just think for Brodie, the resale value, the fact that I'm not going to have to give up a first-round pick to get him. I mean, even really, I'm barely going to have to rework the trade. I'm just going to substitute Wagner. I think it's Brodie. TJ Brodie is who I'm going to rely upon to help solidify this defense, to save the day, and push us closer to playoff contention. Is this the right move or not? We will find out. But it is going to be this deal. I'm not giving up Powell. It's going to be this deal here, except I'm going to substitute Wagner and add an extra draft pick for their trouble for the fact that I'm substituting someone that they wanted. So where is Wagner's value? It's actually right there with Powell. If I add Salak, because I don't think this guy is going to make it. We know he's a low top 4 from last year. He's just not really going to fit in with this team. We have way too many defensemen as it is. I need to clear out a defenseman. If I substitute Wagner with Salak, and then like I said, we have our second round pick in there. Lacosta we're never going to use. But a couple of players who might be able to make it, a second round pick. And for your trouble, for the fact that I'm changing things around, we're going to have to trade 7,000 third round picks at some point. But I'm going to throw in a 4th just to sweeten the pot a little bit. Will that go through? No. No, it won't. Fair deal. Have my 3rd and still keep that 4th. How about now? Okay, that'll go through. So again, I'll throw in the 3rd and the 4th for the fact that I swapped out Salak with Wagner. Makes it about fair. Kind of evens it out. TJ Brodie, welcome to the Los Angeles Kings. You will probably only be here for the rest of the year before being flipped. But for now, no pressure. But we're going for it. We're listed as hopefuls. But I want this to be, even if it's like a situation where the Maple Leafs made the playoffs a bit earlier than expected. They played Washington, gave them a good fight in that first round. It's kind of what I'm hoping for here. So again, in the future, Hart, Gleboff, we're going to have to figure that out. But the goaltending for now, very much sorted. Defensively, it's going to be Doughty, Brodie, Clegg, Parayko, Bjorn Fott, Zikoff, Matt Roy. Goes down to being a healthy scratch again. And again, Sanderson, very likely to make this team next year. And you see how many goddamn defensemen we have. I need to try and move more people and bring in some forwards to boost up the Ontario Reign. 10, 11, 12, 13 with Rimesha. Good to go. We could. How good is Drake as a depth option? He's played relatively well when he's actually played. He can kind of play in any role, too. He is a well-rounded player. His skating's not the best. Basically, I was thinking, like, okay, is there kind of a depth forward that I could go out and get? And what we're going to do is set up the trade block just to see if we can fetch any offers. But right now, in terms of the wants, we're going to rework this. So forward-wise, we're going to say any depth forward works for me. And we are also going to say, let's go in with a minor league scoring forward. Someone who's already kind of hit their prime. That way they're not going to have any kind of crazy development or like crazy trade value. That's what I should say. And we'll see if we can get anybody who kind of fits that bill and what we're willing to give up. I mean, draft picks, obviously. And, yeah, all of that works. Defensemen who aren't that good. Any goaltenders who are of a certain point. Yeah, that's actually kind of perfect. So we'll see if we get any deals like that because we do need to rework some stuff. But TJ Brodie has been acquired. Is that the right move? I don't know. Some of you wanted that. Some of you did not. You think it should have gone elsewhere. And we'll see again how that plays out for us. So Matt Roy will be taking a seat. TJ Brodie, welcome to the team. We'll leave you as a two-way for now. I do wonder if I put him as a DFD, how well he'd do. Doughty, instead of being an OFD, could be a two-way, and that might even be a better fit. We wouldn't be left with any offensive defensive defenseman outside of Zikov, who should be a defensive defenseman. Bjornfot could be an offensive defenseman with that playmaking ability, though. So let's slightly work this around. We're going to make Doughty a two-way, Bjornfot an offensive defenseman. That second pairing has been phenomenal this year. That could also be a DFD-OFD pairing, but obviously we're just not going to change anything about that. They've been spectacular. So Drew, let's, God, $11 million for Drew Doughty. Whew. Let's change you over to a two-way. The A looks good on your jersey, bud. I own a Drew Doughty jersey, so trust me, it's fine. Let's see, and then Bjornfot, let's make you an OFD. I feel bad for Matt Roy, but he's just kind of that staple, depth defenseman for us. We know he's going to do pretty damn well when he's in the lineup. So Bjornfot, let's do this, and we'll see if that kind of messes things up with that third pairing or improves it a little bit. But Bjornfot and Zikov both getting paid a little bit. It's time for them to continue to prove themselves. So let's look here. All of that, good to go. Still only +1s, but that's okay. It takes a little bit for it to change over when you have Fog of War on. Special teams-wise, all that is still good to go. Penalty kill-wise, Brodie is not in. We're going to want him in rather than Toby. And, ooh, that +3. Good stuff. We'll have Brodie, Doughty, Zikov, Parayko. Works for me. Works for me. Although, again, Bjornfot, we got to take you out. Why is Anderson Dolan on the kill? Am I cool with that? Anderson Dolan? Yeah, I'm fine with it. Let's roll. AHL should be good. We'll fix up the lines as need be. Let's see how the sim goes. Didn't think it would take a little bit of time to go through that. But again, that's how we do things around here. It's a little bit more long form rather than just being like, hey, I traded for TJ Brodie. Let's move on. See the process of it. And that way you can be like, oh, weren't there better offers? Now you know if there were better offers. Did I fuck up? Should I have done it a different way? You now have all the information you need to let me know that exact deal. Anze Kopitar. Slight concussion against the Jets. We win 2 in a row. Hello. Yeah, I don't think I want Josh Anderson for POW. Not with that contract, even though it's expiring. I mean, I don't really want to get rid of Mikkola either. Yeah, I'm not willing to do that. That's not the type of depth defenseman or depth forward that I want. Thanks. I'd rather have Reimsha. Troy Terry to Carolina for Jordan Stahl. 2 prospects. Okay. Kopitar's back. Beauty. He didn't miss that many games, of course. How did Reimsha do on that second line? Ooh, okay. We were not ready for that, were we, Drake? That's okay. Still like you. So 3 and 4, make that 3 and 2 to begin the month. Anaheim we beat. We get an offer for Colton Parayko. It's not really the type of trade block offer. No, we're not. No. Sorry, I love TJ Oshie, but no. We beat Dallas 7-4. Florida, we lose 3-2. Still doing relatively okay this month, though. San Jose, big win over Vancouver as well. 2 division rivals that we're ahead of in the standings. Big win over Edmonton. We're putting together some crucial wins right now. Still, though, in 3rd with 35 wins. Let's go double check some things and some stuff. San Jose just kicked the hell out of Vegas, 7-1. Jesus. So what I want to look at, again, is the option of getting rid of some of our defensemen. And also draft picks. I mean, again, we can only trade up once. I just wonder if I do like, hey, 3rd round pick, what can I get? A swap of 3rd round picks, a third next year, and a 4th this year. Does this count as trading down? I feel like that should only count at the draft, right? Or am I just kind of cheesing it? I mean, this is a damn steal if I decided to do it this way. I just know I need to probably package all those picks together and make something happen. But defensively, because Mo Marsh isn't even signed yet. So yeah, Brodie is not going to last on this team. We still don't really know how good Allen is. Van Allen, Patrick, Bengston's not signed yet. Spence, Phillips, Dursey. The problem is I like all of the guys that we have signed right now. All of these defensemen. You know, I guess we're fine. I feel like we do have the depth. I just feel bad that some of our defensemen aren't getting, the regular minutes. We're up to contenders, though, which is very nice. Let's see what happens against Minnesota. I'm kind of hoping for some late offers here. Minnesota, as Evgeny Svechnikov, who ended up developing, has been dealt to Buffalo for a 1st, 2nd, and I believe that's Martin Samuelsson. As we beat Minnesota. We have one more game before the deadline. It is against Toronto, and we get an offer. Colton Parayko for TJ Oshie? Absolutely not. No chance. So we are up in the 2nd place. We are well behind Calgary. It's really going to be a battle now at this point between us, Arizona, and Vancouver for these playoff spots. The Oilers, the Sharks, they have fallen out of it. And over on the other side, it's, wow, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Chicago's pretty much falling out of it. So it's almost a guarantee that we're going to see 4 teams from the Pacific make the playoffs. So really it's just a matter of seeding and how that's going to play out and where we're going to finish in the standings, whether or not we're going to be able to secure a little bit of home ice. But just to take a look, as that was totally my elbow cracking. How has Brodie done thus far since we've acquired him? 11 points in 12 games. Oh my God. Wow, TJ Brodie. That might have been the right call. I have to check this. In terms of a point pace, right? He was on a 44-point pace with Anaheim. And now since he's been here, he is on a 75-point pace. That is absurd. And I mean, he's played 65 games this year, has 40 points. Yeah, he's on a 50-point pace this year. That is fantastic. And that's without power play time, playing 23 minutes a game. Barely hits, block shots, giveaway takeaway ratios, very close. TJ Brodie looking like a very, very good acquisition for us. And right now, this team, it's looking good. I'm just wondering about depth. Like, the core of this team is intact. It's just, do we have the depth? We know that we do in terms of goaltending, although we have some concerns. Defensively, I think Matt Roy can step in whenever we need him, and we have other guys like Mikey Anderson who could step up. It's just, is Drake the guy that I want to potentially rely on? Although we do have Fogamo, Shafagulin, even Rick Van Kadishin, one of our first draft picks. He's close, although he's definitely a power forward. That offensive awareness is going to kind of screw him over from being a top-notch option, but he's a monster on skates, a refrigerator with feet, who somehow you fit a pair of ice skates onto. And then this 4th line, people know, if you've been watching this, this channel for long enough, whether or not it's like a strong 4th line or, like an elite defensive 3rd line center, just warms my heart. What can I say? I don't know. I grew up watching a Claude Julien coach team. I can't help it. Give me a heart and soul 4th line and a defensively responsible 3rd line center, and I am a happy boy. And right now, this team is looking really good. Tyler Madden's crushing it. It's just, do I trust who we have in terms of, like, okay, if there's an injury, are we good to go? And I think offensively, whether it's Fogamo, Shafagulin, we're fine. Defensively, yeah, I think Olin would probably be fine. Van Kadishin could play on the 4th line if need be. The issue here, right, is like, okay, Latipov, Bohinski, Vorobiev, Plekhanov, like outside of, you know, these first two, like Vorobiev and Plekhanov, I don't want playing. Okay, I think I still want to improve Ontario. But in terms of like trusting Drake, I think I'm good with that. So quickly, let me go to ye old Trade Finder because I have to move certain people off roster to make something happen here. Miletich, I mean, again, we need forwards. So for these defensemen, who can I move? We have the confirmed value of Montgomery. But still, I kind of don't want to get rid of him because we drafted him. Who the hell's going to play in the AHL right now? Like, we have way too many of them. So Sanderson's in. Allen should be playing. We don't really know how good he is yet, though. Anderson, Van Allen, Patrick, Spence. But then Phillips is really good. Dursey's really good. It's a question of how good is Spence going to be. Patrick's too good to move. You could debate cashing out on Mikey Anderson. Probably cash out on Moverare. Yeah, I think Moverare and Strand are the easy ones to try and move here for forward help if I can pair them with other people or draft picks. Can we make this work? What about the Edmonton third? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go on the hunt here. I feel like that's fair. Let's just see what's out there really quickly. Or I could just move these people and sign some random free agents to help fill out the team. And there's a decent shot at that. But yeah, no, I need to move you two, unfortunately. You gots to go. We need to free up some space here. Strand's not on an expiring deal. Is there anybody who is interested in either of you? The answer is no. No, I love Austin Strand, but you gots to go. In terms of teams with contracts, Boston, you can't really afford to take on anybody. Carolina, Chicago, that's a big issue. Colorado works, but there are a lot of teams that just don't have any cap space right now. So forward-wise, a lot of unknowns, mainly their prospects. Who can I bring on, though? Like Berzan. You'd be perfect. You'd be perfect. Just as a half-decent forward, I guess. I don't even know how good you are for sure, but it's like I just need better forwards in this lineup to give them a chance. And then someone like John Hayden. Are you a fourth liner? Yeah. Kamenev, though, didn't really develop. Kamenev would be perfect. What about Henry? Nick Henry would also be perfect. What if we take out Berzan and we say Kamenev and Henry, who I don't think either actually have that good a value? They might. Henry especially might. But I'm just gonna, like, a quick minor league swap. No? Okay, here, let me throw in a little bit. How about a fifth to really sweeten the pot? No. How about a third from Edmonton to really sweeten the pot? Still rejected? Really? Are they that good? Okay, god damn it. We'll lower the expectations here. Let's do this really quickly. I don't want Yarncroke. Jordan Wheel. Jordan Wheel is exactly the type of player that I'm looking for. Yarncroke is Calle Yarncroke is a depth defenseman. Wheel and Yarncroke would be perfect. I don't think this will go through. It won't. But those are like exactly the type of forwards I'd love to pick up right now. Add that third from Edmonton. What do you think? Still no. I mean, these third-round picks, they might be more useful in this situation. Because we do have those two firsts. I am not afraid to overspend a little bit here to make this happen. What do you think? 2/3? Still no. This should not be this expensive. I mean, again, we're going to have to move these thirds anyway. And the second-round pick hasn't been... I mean, we don't even have the second-round pick, but our second-round picks haven't been that kind to us. Wow! Okay, you know what? Screw it. We're fine. I'm going to trust the team. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to trust the team. We're going to be okay. We play Toronto. They're not that good, but will they beat us is the question. Goodness gracious. Timo Meier dealt to Anaheim for Pietrangelo in 2 seconds. The Ducks just did very, very well. A first and justice for Alex Radulov I'm not going to do. We beat the Leafs 6-2. Our roster is set. TJ Brodie is the big acquisition as we play Edmonton in the beginning of March and win 6-1. So we are heading down the stretch of this regular season. Tampa is a very, very good team, but we beat them in a shootout. So right now we are on a tremendous run of form. Trying to catch Calgary and still just neck and neck with Arizona. Big game coming up against them. Vegas, good team, at least as of late. They beat us 5-4. And the Coyotes lost as well, which is good news. San Jose, struggling team. This year, Mikey Anderson goes down to a concussion in the AHL, which is unfortunate. We beat the Sharks. Gigantic game against the Coyotes. We're dead even. Vancouver's right there. We need to win this game. This could be a first-round playoff preview. 4-3 victory. Huge win there. Very, very good. And that gets us that little bit of separation. We got to take advantage of that game at hand. We play a brutal Nashville team on the road and win 7-3. We play a struggling Dallas team on the road the next night and lose 6-3. That still has us 2 points ahead, but now it's the Yotes with the game at hand. We're 5 points back of the Flames, who have secured a playoff spot. Still a very close race midway through March. Vegas, can we get a win here? No, we can't. The Coyotes still a little bit behind us, though. Mikey Anderson's back. Let's go down to the AHL and make sure that he is back in the lineup. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to go best lines. I want that team to be as good as they possibly can. As good as they possibly can be, I suppose. The Yotes, we still have a game at hand on them. Big game against the surging Canucks, who could tie us with a win. We beat them in a shootout. Now we move on to play Detroit. We are 1 point clear of the Canucks, still on the same point pace as the Coyotes, 3 points back of Calgary, who were seemingly uncatchable just a month ago. We have 10 games left. We play Detroit. We win 5-3. Big victory for us there. Calgary, though, was able to beat Anaheim. We have clinched a playoff spot. Spectacular news. 9 games left, 1 point ahead of Vancouver, but now 4 points clear of the Yotes, who do have a game at hand, so they suffered a pretty devastating loss. We play Toronto at the Spa, and we win in a shootout 3-2. Still 7-3 in our last 10. Vancouver slipped up as well. We're now 3 points clear and 5 points back of Calgary with a game at hand. So a huge game here against the Penguins. We win 3-1. That sees us just 3 points back. Follow-up game against the struggling Caps team. We win 7-4. We're surging. We have a chance. 1 point back of Calgary. 5 points clear of Vancouver, although they have a game at hand. This is huge. Nashville. Can we defend home ice? Yes, we can. My goodness, this team is catching fire at the right time. 5 games left, 1 point back of Calgary, 5 points clear of Vancouver. Big game against St. Louis, who are battling for their playoff lives. And a struggling Central, we win 4-2. Come on. We're still 1 point back of Calgary. Chicago's out of it. This needs to be a win, although they have been hot as of late. We lose 5-4. That might end our chances. It didn't. Just a point back of Calgary with 3 games left. 4 games clear of the Canucks. 8 points clear of the Coyotes. If we can win here, though, that would be huge. Still 7-3. Looking for win number 50 on the year, and we get it. 3-1. 50 wins for the LA Kings. Who would have thought? We are pretty much locked. We are actually locked into at least a top 2 finish. We will have home ice advantage guaranteed. The question is, will the Calgary Flames screw up? Can we catch them, or will it be a date? More than likely with the Vancouver Canucks in round 1. We take on Anaheim, 1 win in the last 10. We win 6-1. We are currently on top of the Pacific Division. Matt Villalta suffers an injury in the AHL. If we beat the Minnesota Wild, we secure the division title. And that will secure a matchup more than likely against the Edmonton Oilers in round 1, which, that rematch would be interesting. The Blues are also in contention. Here we go. Can we beat Minnesota? This might as well be a playoff game. Win, and we secure the Div title. Let's see what happens. First period, 3-1 lead. Alex Iafallo with the goal on Lundqvist, of all people. Donato tied it very quickly. Grundstrom and a shorty from Turcotte sees us up 3-1. Second period, goodness. Parise on the power play. Kapari scores. Parise again. Tyler Madden scores. 5 goals on 18 shots. We have a 2-goal lead, and make it a 1-goal lead. Jared Spurgeon gets them back to within 1. Alex Turcotte scores again in this high-scoring affair. What is defense? What is goaltending? 10 minutes remain. Can we hold on here? Matt Luff makes it 7. The Los Angeles Kings have won the Pacific Division title as Amadio seals it with a kiss. 6 seconds left. 8-4 is your final. It was so improbable. Oh, that's just a beautiful sight right there, isn't it? It was so improbable. But somehow, some way, we catch fire down the stretch and surpass the Flames to take the division by 1 point. What a performance from the beginning of February to this. How many losses did we have? So we had 1, 2, 3 in the middle of February. The rest were wins. And then in March, we had a loss against Vegas, a loss against Dallas, and Vegas again. That was it. We lost 6 games over the last 2.5 months. 6 games. Oh my God. Yeah, Colorado, Winnipeg, Florida, no other lot. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And we end the season on an 11-game winning streak. When you're hot, you're hot. And this team, again, caught fire to win the division title and secure home ice advantage in the first round. 52 wins. The extra OTL, the difference maker, over Calgary, who also made the playoffs. They'll be taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Arizona made it. We will be getting a rematch against Edmonton, who, again, the last time we made the playoffs, they kicked the ever-loving hell out of us. Whew. In the Central, it's Colorado. They will... Actually, no, I'm wrong. We're playing Arizona. That's right. We didn't win the conference. We're going to be playing Arizona. Thank God. I'd much rather play Arizona, even though they were better than play Connor McDavid. Edmonton's going to be taking on Colorado. That was... Why did I think we won the conference? I mean, we were close. We lost the That's what it is. We lost the conference on tiebreaker. We lost the conference on tiebreaker. We had the identical record with Colorado, but they had us beaten on tiebreaker. That's insane. Winnipeg plays Minnesota. Winnipeg plays Minnesota. Nashville sucked. In the Atlantic, it's going to be Boston against Florida. Tampa will be playing... Who are you playing? You get to play the New York Rangers, while Philadelphia will play Buffalo. Carolina plays New Jersey. So to take a look here, we were in 4th in the league. 3-way tie with 109 points. Goals for per game. The weed number, just behind Philly, Colorado, and New Jersey, had an amazing offense this year. Goals against average, straight 3s, which was tied alongside Calgary for 4th fewest or 4th lowest total in the league. So we have good offense, good defense, good goaltending. Shocking. Our power play at 24.1% was mid-table. Winnipeg's, Jesus Christmas. That's insane. The penalty kill was mid-table as well. So special teams could use some work. Whether or not we want to mess around with that at all, I'll leave it up to you guys, because obviously we were good enough to get here. Now, as we take a look at the point totals, of course, a thing to remember. 1 goal, make the playoffs, done and dusted. We don't have to worry about it. When it comes to the team, Alex Turcotte, 99 points, 48 goals. Spectacular. Grundstrom, we kept him controversially, point per game. Tremendous. Matthew Savoy, 80 points, 42 goals in his rookie season. I think we made the right call as to when to call him up. Anze Kopitar, 77 points, 35 goals in 75 games for our captain. Dylan Genther, 77 points in 82 games. And Rasmus Kupari, 69 points in 82 games. We talked about having all 6 of our top 6 forwards have at least 50 points. They all had at least 69 points, and 4 of them were point per game. That is another and let's be honest, that's another goal off the list. With Matt Savoy and Dylan Genther, I guarantee we won the rookie race as well. We hit all of our goals. We hit all of our goals for this season. And again, Tyler Madden, 36 goals, 59 points on the third line. Fantastic. Anderson Dolan, 55 points on the third line. Fantastic. Iafallo, fantastic. Wagner, 39 points on the fourth line. Tremendous. Same from Mike Amadio. Same from Matt Luff. I hope to see fourth liners hit 20 points. They all hit at least 30. I hope for third liners to hit 40 points. They all hit 50. I hope for our second line to all hit 60 points. 2 of them hit 77. And I hope for the top line to be close to point a game. All 3 of them were. At least. What a season. Defensively, TJ Brodie, I said he was on a 50-point pace. He hit 49, but he did play 85 games because of the difference in schedule between us and Anaheim. We'll talk more about him in a moment. But Drew Doughty, really good season for him. Parayko, look at the plus-minus on Parayko and Clegg. What a pairing. And Bjorn Fotten-Zikoff found success playing on the third pairing. All in all, this defense, I'm ecstatic. And TJ Brodie, let's take a look here. 20 points in 32 games, a plus 23 as a member of this team playing alongside Drew Doughty. The giveaway-takeaway ratio is not phenomenal, but he was, for the most part, tremendous. Goaltending-wise, Carter Hart, 41, 20, and 2, with 2 shutouts, only a .902 save percentage, a .906 for Gleboff. So some questions about goaltending heading into the postseason. And a quick look around the league. Nathan, thank God we're not playing Edmonton. But Nathan McKinnon and Connor McDavid run this league right now. Jesper Bratt and Nikita Gusev were phenomenal on New Jersey. But yeah, I am very, very happy to not be playing Colorado or Edmonton. And we're playing the Arizona Coyotes in round 1. But yeah, Jack Hughes, Gusev, and Bratt were spectacular. Really good stuff. And then goal scoring wise, a lot of 50 goal scores. Gusev hit 73. Bobby Brink was up there. Josh Norris. A lot of 50 goal guys. Ali Ness on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jesper Bratt was the assist leader. Plus minus for forwards, I'm intrigued. It was Landeskog. Actually, that's just for all skaters. Provorov was tremendous. But Colton Parayko's up there at a plus 49. Taking a look at defensemen. Point total leader was Erik Karlsson, Hedman, Ghost Bear, Cale Makar. Kind of the usual suspects were up there. The goal scoring king, Scott Perunovich of the St. Louis Blues. Keandre Miller was up there as well. Again, the plus minus leader was Provorov, but Parayko and Clegg were both up there. Not too shabby. The goaltenders, the winningest was Askarov in Colorado. No wonder why they were doing so well. Carter Hart went up just 4 goaltenders, though, to win 40 games. Olaf Lindbaum doing wonders for the New York Rangers. The shutout king was Michael DiPietro with 5 for Pittsburgh. Save percentage leader, you had some backups that were approaching a 920. I think it's going to be Luukkonen, though. So really anything over a 900 this season was good from the looks of it, which is kind of surprising. But I guess, the scoring is a little bit higher still. But for the rookie race, we had 3 of the top 4. But Savoy and Genther crushed it. And then you also had Nasir Friesen for the Philadelphia Flyers. And again, Tyler Madden up there as well. So, yeah, we crushed all of our goals. Matthew Savoy likely just took the Calder away from his teammate in Dylan Genther. That completes a spectacular regular season for the LA Kings. We are set up in a very good way, not just for this upcoming postseason, but of course moving forward. But for now, our focus is on what lies ahead. We are back in the playoffs. We have home ice on the Arizona Coyotes. A ton of momentum heading in to the playoffs. But will we be able to take advantage of it? That is the question. We will find out next time. For now, I thank you very much for watching, for supporting me, for supporting the channel, and it's greatly appreciated. I love being able to still do this for you guys, and thank you for allowing me to do it. Check out everything in the description if you have not already done so. All the social media is there, Twitch, Discord, and of course Patreon, and a shout out to all my patrons on that platform. Again, a new Patreon exclusive franchise mode series will be starting up for tier 3 patrons very, very soon. I will see you all next time. Until then, have a good one, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.